Bam!
I'm Jayson Waller, host of the True Underdog podcast, top 3 entrepreneur and motivational podcast. Make sure you click the subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, you name it. We're on that platform as well as YouTube. Now, I have got an exciting show for you today. We're going to be doing an Underdog Bites today. And today is going to be ego is the enemy. That's right. Ego is the enemy. We all have egos. I know I'm guilty of having an ego, and I know you listeners are guilty of having an ego. And I just got done watching the NBA finals not too long ago. And the Greek Freak, right, from Milwaukee really inspires me. The innocence of him winning, right? The ego put aside, the innocence and excitement of him winning is what really lacks in sports today, in my opinion. We have too many people where their ego gets the best part of them. We see it in sports. They win too much. They feel entitled. They get too good to be for the team. They want, like, everything just falls apart around them. How do you deal with your ego to make better life decisions is my goal on this show. Because I say ego gets in the way of your actions. Wrong decisions are fueled by your ego, comparing yourself with others because of your ego, and a big ego makes you look like a fool. And all of that is so true. You will make decisions in your life, and you already have, based on your ego, and it will steer you in the wrong way. If you take your ego off like a jacket and you set it on the couch somewhere and you focus on what the main goal is there, what is your objection? What is your goal? Where do you want to go? How do you want to be better? What is the end result of that situation, conversation, or question? Then you make the decisions based on the data you have with ego aside. This ain't about your feelings. Life isn't just about your feelings. When you make decisions in life, when you make decisions in business, you got to pull the ego off. And it's really hard. I'm guilty of it. I was just asked recently, like, how do you not, you don't have an ego? No, I do have an ego, and I'm a brat sometimes, and I kick and scream sometimes. I'm guilty of that. I'm like, who do you think you're talking to? I have an ego, just like all of you do. But we have to coach ourselves. We have to focus and pay attention to when to remove the ego to make better decisions in life, to not let it affect your decision-making or your relationships or how you treat people. Now, I've come a long way. I mean, there were times in my career and life, ego's bad, ego's, up and down, right? So there's a fine line of being confident, right? Being secure, and being egotistical or arrogant. There's a fine line, okay? And we got to find a way to get to that line, to right where where confident and secure ends and turns ego. Right before that is where I think you feel like you need to sit. Right? Because you want to be confident when you walk into somewhere. You want to have swagger. You want to roll your shoulders back. You want to walk with your chest popped out, right? You want to smile. You want to be excited. You want to take control of the room and light up the room and empower people and hug on everybody and be excited, right? That's what you want to do. That's high energy. It's confidence. You're ready to go. What you don't want to do is walk in like you're better than everybody and snuff everybody and roll your eyes and feel like you're too good for everybody. Ain't nobody too good for anybody. I come from shit. I mean, living in a trailer park, a child abuse when I was younger. I mean, you name it. All the odds were against me, and I came out. I mean, I have my own problems, but I came out okay. I worked my ass off. I bust my ass. I gave myself to the Lord. I'm a born again Christian. I've got 4 beautiful kids, 2 great grandkids. I got a fantastic wife. I've got awesome business partners. I got the best employees in the world. But I still struggle. I go through depression. I still get egotistical. I still, I still struggle, and I have to find ways to challenge myself. And one of those things is asking yourself before you answer. I learned this from David Meltzer, my coach, right? Stop, drop, and roll. When things seem to get aggravating, rather than you snap or say something that might be ego-based, right? Stop, drop, and roll. Stop, think about it. Walk away for a second, then apply it. And think about, what is the goal here? What is the end result I want in this situation, this decision, this relationship? And then give an answer or response. Because when we go into something acting like we're too good, remember, perception can be reality. You may be shy, but you act stuck up and people don't like you. Well, you got to learn to try to not be shy, because that's their perception of you, is you don't talk to anybody. I've dealt with that with my wife many times, where she doesn't like to talk to people. So people think she's stuck up. She's really not stuck up. She's just shy. You have to find a way to do that. Barry Sanders is just shy. He's not stuck up. He's shy. You have to find a way to be a little bit more outgoing, but you also have to find a way to not think that you're better than people when you walk into a place. Being confident is one thing. Looking at the room and saying, I've got confidence. I'm building myself up. I love myself. I feel good in my own skin. I'm confident in what I'm talking about. I'm going to be the best version of myself right now. and do that. What you can't do is go, oh, these people, oh, you believe this? Oh. Once you start doing that, you act like you're better than everybody. You're actually worse than everybody. That ego is taking full control. We've seen it in sports. I mean, I'm probably going to get yelled at and screamed at for this, but I'm just going to shoot you straight. Like, I love the Greek Freak from Milwaukee. Like I said, the innocence of him winning the championship and how excited he was. I love how Tom Brady is. He still gets excited about winning the championship. He's not egotistical. He's confident. He's a great leader. I struggle with LeBron James. I love the LeBron James that was first drafted. And then I love the LeBron James that went back to the Cavs and won the championship. But the LeBron James that went to the Miami Heat that was all egotistical and they thought their shit didn't stink. And the LeBron James that's at the Lakers that, doesn't even really pay attention to basketball as much and just thinks that he's, something else. I struggle with that. I struggle with that because that's not good for sports and that's his ego getting the best of him. I don't like that at all. I think that's an example. Kevin Durant used to be so humble and have all this humility and be, such a great role model for kids and want to win and the innocence of his winning. But even now with all his winning, I think he's kind of egotistical. Maybe I'm wrong, but that's what it seems like. And that happens sometimes. A lot of these athletes, it gets to their head. They can't control it. I just gave you an example where I become egotistical. So for me to judge these athletes, I'm not trying to judge them. I'm painting the picture of what I see. And when you're an athlete or you're an icon in sports or you're a role model, you really got to focus on not being that way because people love the innocence of people that win. They love that. They love people that are like so excited to win and they're humble and they have humility and, they're confident, but they're not egotistical. They're not saying I won. They're saying we won. Right. And you see that in sports. I use that because that's what we really watch. And that's what a lot of our, mentality of having confidence or swagger or having an ego stems from, on TV or social media or sports. And I love how, Giannis carries himself. I love other sport athletes too. Like Conor McGregor has an ego problem. I like watching him. It's great entertainment, but he has an ego problem and it's got to his head a little bit. Now it's cost him some wins. He's got his ass kicked a few times, broke his leg. Like you can't let ego get the best thing of you. You just can't. I've been guilty of it. I would challenge you that if you tarnished a relationship or you responded to a spouse or a family member or a child or a sibling or parent and you used because of your ego in making decisions of maybe not talking to them or how you responded to them, you need to have some self-reflection, like for real. You need to look at yourself in the mirror and say, look, life is too short. And you want to create memories, helpful memories, moments and minutes that matter, right? This isn't about days and months. It's about moments and minutes that matter. And you need to try to make a change, like make an effort. Like, what do you have to lose to put your ego to the side, put your pride to the side and fix it, make it about them. I'm trying to do better of, showing a lot more gratitude and saying thank you to two people every day in the morning and at night and be humble and not get upset about things. I had a day from hell not too long ago, flying back to Charlotte from California. My flight was delayed. In the older version of me, I try to always evolve, right? Like, you get software updates for your phone or your computer. I try to evolve too. So we'll say the lesser version of me, I don't know what, we call it 7.0 and now I'm 8.0. It's just a number, would have snapped and be like, why the fuck is the plane late? What's going on with 4 times? This is bullshit. Like that would have been me straight up. But I was like, yeah, it is what it is. Even my wife was like, oh, aren't you upset? I'm like, no, I can't control it. What am I going to do? And it delayed like 3 or 4 times. And finally I got to take off from California to go to North Carolina. And when I landed in North Carolina, I'm a platinum member with Hertz. It wasn't booked that way. I booked it and I forgot to put the number and it wouldn't let me. And so I show up and I have to wait an hour and 40 minutes to get my car. I mean, most people would be upset. My wife was like, dude, aren't you pissed? I'm like, usually I would be, but it's not their fault. I mean, it didn't work and they're fixing it. But that was me utilizing patience. That was me utilizing, they know, oh, hey, Jayson, I'm platinum member. I didn't use my ego. I didn't name drop. I didn't use pride. Like I stuck all that to the side. Now that was a good moment for me. I've had some bad moments where I've used my ego. Like, what the hell? Who do you think you're talking to? I've done that before. I've been pissed off before. We all have. If you think you haven't, you are full of shit. You have. Everybody has. But we all have to be better. We all have to be more kind. We're human beings. We're all in this together. We need to act like it. We need to have patience. We have to stick that ego to the side. I mean, I challenge everybody on here to start accepting imperfections. Things are going to happen. Shit is going to happen. Life is going to happen. What and how you deal with it is the real goals here, right? How do you respond to things is what's important. Be open to learning new things and opportunities. You don't know everything. Neither do I. I try to learn every day. There are times that I'm telling myself, like, what can I learn from this person? What can I learn from this person? I try to be an open sponge and utilize what I take in and put it into my life to be better, to empower people to be more kind, to have more empathy and sympathy. Like my own 14-year-old daughter's like coaching me on you need to have empathy in these moments and sympathy in these moments. She's 14. Like you've got to be able to really focus on caring about how you treat others and what things are helping you make decisions in that. Now in business, it's okay to be confident. Confidence wins every time. It's okay to have swag. It's okay to, be goal-oriented and be outgoing and love yourself. I think you should love yourself. I love me some me. Me and me, we're good. Always good. I love me some me. But you can't have an ego and you can't let pride get in the way of your decision-making in business. Stick the ego to the side. It doesn't matter who the fuck you are, what your position is, or how much money you make. That's fucking irrelevant. It's still another human being you're talking to. Get the fuck over it. Deal with it. Find a way to be better to them. Find a way to treat them better. Quit being an asshole. Just get your shit together. Calm down. Breathe. I tell myself that shit. Like, Jay, quit being a prick. Get your shit together. Be nicer. Because I fucking get pissed. I have a fuse. I go 1, 2, fuck. That's me. I'm working on. I'm now like 1, 2, 5, 8, fuck. I just get more gears. But I challenge you to do the same thing. We're all human. We're all in this together. Nobody's bigger than the system. Nobody's bigger or better in life. We're all here to be here to help each other out. And, you don't know what someone's going through. And you don't know what their life is like or what they've been through. So you should be kind. You should be caring. You should have empathy and sympathy for them. You should show gratitude for things. You should empower other people to help other people. That's what it's about. I'm not saying get out there and just do everything to help people out and don't focus on still stacking your paper and make money. Like, look, grow and do you. You need money to do big things in life. But I am saying stick that ego to the side. Just because you have a big fat bank or you fucking drive a bomb ass car, you live in a big ass house doesn't make you better than fucking anybody. You're still a human being. You bleed the same. You breathe the same air. You still wipe your ass. It's the same. So you've got to remember that when you talk to people, that there is no status quo here. I grew up with people judging me because I had no money, or judging me because I lived in a trailer, or judging me because I didn't go to have any education, or judging me because I had a kid in my teens. I've been there. You have to be able to treat people, all people, the same, and be respectful and listen to what they're saying and stick your ego and pride to the side. Now, make sure you check out our podcast, our YouTube channel, and don't forget the book is coming out soon. The book comes out October 12th. Own your power. No bullshit. No excuses. The time is now. If you do the pre-order, you get a free chapter and a swag bag. I'll be putting the link out on our stuff. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Jayson Waller Bam and on Instagram for True Underdog and Facebook. That's a wrap. Bam!
And that concludes another episode here on True Underdog. If you're interested in hearing more, make sure you subscribe at iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or the YouTube channel. You can always visit TrueUnderdog.com, subscribe to all of them. Make sure you check out our newest episodes coming out on Mondays and Thursdays. True Underdog, baby. Bam!